you've given a lot of like key lessons here when it comes to soliciting feedback, when it comes to iteration, when it comes to just being thoughtful and knowing that your product's not going to serve everyone,
Mm,
which is cool. And I think there's a lot of parallels that can be drawn from people who want to like start their pizzeria
mm,
or build a product for the pizza world as or bread world as you've done.
mm,
And so how do we draw a parallel to, you know, creating my like perfect pizza and
mm.
then giving that out into the world? What else can they draw from your story and your lessons that they can apply in their lives?
So I think the stuff that I work on is very niche. Like it is I'm trying to make better products for home bakers. And I want them to have access to products that either have only traditionally been in professional bakeries and I want to bring them into the home environment, or they're products that didn't exist before but solve the problem for a home baker. And so one being like the wood pulp proofing basket that's been in bakeries for a long time, professional settings but not really in the home setting. So that's one. And then the thing that just never existed but gets rid of a problem of wasting so much parchment paper being the bread mat. I think from like a pizzeria perspective, um, dialing in a style that works for you and your customer at a price has to be data driven. So I think that's the big thing that like a lot of people, I've listened to a few of your episodes before where like one really stuck out to me where somebody said that they were like buying pizza balls and then like making the pizza from them and they had never even made dough before. I can't remember who it was, but I remember their story was like that was how pizza was done back then. It was like you bought a franchise and that meant buying pizza balls for $2 a ball and then you
Oh
just
yeah.
made pizza. Yeah. And I was sitting there, I was like, I remember because I was climbing and I got off the wall and I was like, this dude was like, yeah, and then I like went and learned about like what hydration meant. I was like, "You're running a pizza shop and you don't know how to make dough?" Like that just because for me that was crazy because like my you've read my book, like my whole stance on pizza is about the dough and the technique of baking it, and like forget you can put whatever toppings you want. I don't care whatever toppings you put on it. Like focus on the dough and the baking technique. So that astounded me. So there's people though that get in this mindset of pizza has to be one thing and they don't take the extra step of like how do I run a successful business? And I think a lot of running a successful business is going back to the story about having no unknowns. Like, do you know what your best selling pizza is? Do you know how many you can make in a night? What's the capacity of your oven? How much dough can you have on hand? How much fridge space do you have? And going there's a speech that my interns at Lilly used to refer to as the Mike speech. I was working at this flying camera company called Lilly. It was right when the drone bubble was like getting big, and I was tasked with running basically a giant testing program. And we hired just so many interns, and we all gathered in this room like their first day. And I was really thinking about like, what do I want this team to stand for? Like, what do we need? And I was like, we just need data. Like, we just need these people flying these drones a lot and getting really good data. And so I walked into the room and there's a big whiteboard. I grab a whiteboard marker and I draw. It's kind of like a cursive looking N. It's a Greek symbol, but it's a Greek symbol for efficiency. Like in engineering, it's like efficiency. So I draw that, circle it, and I was like, "Does anyone know what that means?" And just like went around the room. And this one dude who ended up being a fellow mechanical engineer was like, "Efficiency?" And I was like, "Yes, this is what this team's going to be known for is efficiency." And I think that I'm obsessed with spreadsheets. Like I'm looking at my tabs right now on my Google Chrome, and it's all different sheets, documents, because I'm constantly tracking this stuff. Like not even just like in total, I can tell you literally every order I've done of the bread mat. What is my cost? What's my shipping cost? What's my import fees? What's my landed cost? What's my 3PL cost? How much did my average cost per week per shipment cost? How many items per or items per order on average was it last week? And I can go through and I have all that data. And so I know the things that are working and not working because of the data. And I think that's what makes this a better product. Like good products will sell. I think a lot of people tie a lot of stuff into marketing and stuff, but the best mark you can have is word of mouth. And whether that's for the bread mat, for the pizzeria, that's the exact same thing. People will tell their friends about products they like because they want to be the person who tells their friend about a cool thing. And so if your stuff is good, it's going to sell. If your pizzeria is good, if you've got good dough, if you've got good pizza, it's going to sell. It's on you as the owner to understand what's working and why is it working. And I think that's the thing that people kind of get lost on is like, I remember another one of my favorite episodes of yours. Somebody was like, sourdough guy. I can't remember who it was, but they're like, everyone can freaking buy Stanislaus tomatoes and everyone can freaking buy grande mozzarella and everyone can buy Pizza Master. It doesn't matter because all that stuff's the same. What is your dough like? And I was like, this guy gets it, right? But it's such a good lesson for people who are listening to this that are pizzeria owners who want to know what's working or not working about their business. It's like everyone's getting that same stuff. You're all getting the same ingredients, right? So there's got to be some special sauce, figuratively or metaphorically, that you're
Yes.
adding to your business that's
Yeah.
making it work. And a lot of stuff is like around viral content, like can you get people in and influencers and blah, 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 and all this stuff. But at the end of the day, if you're making a quality product that you're proud of, people are going to want to tell their friends about it. It's on you to know, can you turn that into a successful thing? And that, for me as an engineer, and I think as a smart business person, always comes down to data.